Idaho woman is considered a medical miracle. Laura Esterman was struck by lightning nearly a month ago, and she was considered officially dead. Thankfully, CPR from her mom revived her heart, but she laid in a coma for 2 weeks, and then she defied all odds and woke up. I should buy Well, obviously, there's a problem with that tape. She doesn't really sound like that. She doesn't remember the accident, but the evidence is clear. I am so sorry. Laura's learning to walk again after lightning burned her legs, and we'll have more on that story and hopefully get that tape fixed for you.
I learned a lot about women. I think I learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, "Wow, Eve, here we are at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die. And all our dreams come true the instant that we have them." And Eve said, "Yeah, it's just not enough, is
it?" No. That's not funny.
I was just waiting for more.
No, that was kind of his point. Oh, that's kind of what he was saying. I mean,
I'm not kicking it with no guy one-on-one.
No.
I'm not going to dinner with no guy one-on-one.
No.
I'm not having phone calls with no guy one-on-one unless, like you said, it's my homegirl's husband and he needs advice. My homegirl's boyfriend, or is it someone that's like a brother to me, like, but not no play brother. Like, this is, I grew up with you. This is my family. Outside of those people, I create those boundaries because I had guy friends who I thought were genuinely my friend that gave me relationship advice, and I gave him relationship advice. And then guess what? I need to talk to you about something. I'm coming to you because I just feel something. You know how many times that has happened to me? I feel something.
Yep.
What you feel? Because you don't feel me.
Right.
We ain't all that. Like, no. And then I have to stop being cool with them. This has happened with almost every guy friend I've ever had.
So let me ask this, Miss Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once the guy crosses the line, is the friendship over?
Yes, absolutely.
No matter how close y'all were.
Yeah, you can never go back. Because if you cross the line, what happens is you change the whole dynamic of the relationship. And
it gets awkward.
Well, not only does it get awkward, but this is the thing. If you got to cut people off when you get in a new relationship, that's not your friend. And realistically speaking, I think that a man should cut off the women that he slept with when you're in a relationship, because I think that's inappropriate. Like, I'm not going to have men that I've been with in the past around my man. I feel like it's disrespectful to our what we're building. So for me, I think that if you've crossed the line with somebody, that cannot ever be your friend again. That's a person that you were in their friend zone until she let the friend zone down, and then you took it, and it is what it is.
And it's disrespectful to be in a relationship and say, this is my friend, but we've slept together.
Yeah, no.
And y'all are still texting and y'all are still communicating.
Oh, no.
That's like red flag, cross the line for me.
I agree.
You know, like, and it's just disrespectful to your relationship, and it makes a woman feel horrible and crazy. Like, I would never do that. And I think men have a problem with just creating that line.
You know, I can actually respect what Sahar and Sarah are saying. A lot of women, and I think there was a man actually that saw his partner's video of her and her person before him, you know, getting down on her laptop. Like, why would that stuff still be there? Well, I forgot about it and this and that, and I get it. But a lot of times these modern women have leftover, they have remnant things from a past life that they expect a man to be okay with. But if it were in reverse, then a man needs to not only get all of the stuff out of his life, he needs to make darn sure that it's out. No ifs, ands, or buts, no excuses.
The gag is we don't want y'all no more. We were taught at a young age to secure a family and a husband for stability only. Please don't think women's primary goal is to have a man and have a family. That is back in the day when you guys were head of household. However, now we are head of household.
I had a man make like a real date and a real plan with me, which is like my number one for giving anyone a chance. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll actually give this man a shot. And then he just I honestly don't know what happened, but I never heard from him. Never heard from him at all. And you're kidding. You're kidding. No, because I have never forgotten about something that I cared about. So I'm not starting off anything with you. I'm sorry, the hottest girl that you've literally ever spoken to.
What is her attitude like? She's trying to figure out why this guy's not reaching out to her. Did you, honey, I'm just asking, did you have this attitude on the date? You're full of yourself beyond recognition. You're belligerent. You're a little vulgar. You're entitled. I'm the maybe that's why. Did he get like an ounce of any of that vibe from you and then say, oh, I'd rather slit my own wrists? I mean, honestly, like, what is appealing about this?
Men used to fix cars and build houses. Now they just sit around on podcasts and gossip like they're on The View.
Putting down men on social media has become very popular. Although I've noticed it's only popular among those that share a similar intellectual level.
Back then, men built things worth keeping. Now they just build followers.
And that level is certainly not something to be aspired to.
Can y'all even name any tools?
Well, I'm sure a great many men could name quite a number of tools. I mean, they see them every day on social media, but let's not resort to name calling.
Do y'all know how to fix a car?
And for those of you wondering what exactly the point of this type of content is, I do have an answer.
Y'all need to put the microphones down and get back under the hood, okay? I know you guys are afraid to break a nail, but I promise you, you're gonna be okay.
Sadly, the overall goal of this particular type of content, besides rallying individuals together that share the same intellectual level, is to try to shame men into changing their behavior by disparaging them. Let me ask a question, though. For those that eat this type of content up, when has shaming someone ever actually changed their behavior for the better?
Your man's not opening up to you because he doesn't feel safe enough to, not because he's not able to. If you want him to feel safe enough to, learn to respect him, learn to control your emotions, learn to regulate yourself when you need to, and learn to actually listen.
A good woman is supposed to bring balance to a man's life. So if he's aligned, he's productive, he's working out, he's eating right, he's emotionally intelligent and articulate, you're supposed to be able to bring valuable, intangible things that he cannot buy. Otherwise, what does he need you for?
Sir, if you have a crush on a woman, chances are all you need to do is actually get to know her. And then those feelings will probably go away. And that'll be your problem solved. You're welcome.
I gotta say it. It drives me nuts when I hear wives say, all my husband wants is sex. Like, girl, no. All your husband wants is to be wanted by you, to feel desired, chosen, pulled close by the woman he loves. That man goes to work, provides, protects, and comes home to you. And you're mad that he craves connection with you? Let me tell you something. For most men, intimacy is how they feel loved. It's not just about the act. It's about knowing their wife still wants them, that they are still your man. And when you treat it like a chore or an inconvenience, it chips away at him more than you realize. So no, it's not all he wants is sex. It's all he wants is you. Your touch, your kiss, your attention. The version of you that says, I still choose you. That's not just physical, that's marriage.
Ladies, listen up. We need to unite. A man asking for poom poom every night. Is he asking for that glizzy 3000? Stop being boring in bed.
Of course, you're saying all this stuff, and it's great information, but modern women don't listen to this type of stuff. This has to do with self-improvement. This has to do with looking outside of themselves, and most modern women don't do that.
I did want to ask, my question was, my sister recently passed, because she has definitely gave me a look at go get what you want, go do what you need to do, and even coming on here, like I can hear her in the back of my mind saying, go sis, go sis, go. So is it somebody alive or deceased that has pushed you to look at life differently?
I would definitely say my pops. The reason being, like we talk all the time, so like I could call him about anything. But you know, during some of our talks, like I remember he used to like ask me certain questions, like, yo, think about this real quick. Like, if you was on your deathbed right now and you look back at your life, can you really say you lived the life that you wanted to live? Mm-hmm. And that really made me think. Mm-hmm. You know, that's a question, you know, a lot of people should ask themselves for real. Like, right. If you really look back and say you really lived the life you wanted to live, you really did what you wanted to do, right, or you live for other people. So I would just say my pops, though.
And this is actually a pretty good question, to be honest. Not a lot of women out there, modern women anyway, that ask questions like this to where you have to think deep and give them an answer that's meaningful.
This is what a woman means when she says she just needs some space. The translation of space just means I'm emotionally checked out, but I don't want to be the bad guy. This is a test to see if you're going to chase her when she pulls away. So if you do, she now knows that she's in control. Your move is to give her some real space. No texts, no calls, no text.
If you feel the need to take a break in your relationship, 99% of the time the relationship is bound to end.
So if a girl ever tells you she needs space and time apart to go work on herself, what she's really saying is there's another guy and she's gonna go test the waters with him. But she's gonna keep you as a backup in case it doesn't work out with this other.
And while we're on that note, can we talk about taking breaks in relationships? Like, when couples say, oh, we're taking a break, like, what's that even mean? Because, like, in my opinion, if you need a break from your relationship, you might as well just break up.
Now, Marcus, I hear a girl dog, you got your pussy whipped, why don't you reverse it? Don't be pussy whipped. Whip that pussy! Look, bang, bang, bang!
Are men and women equal?
Actually, women are better than men. What do men bring to the world? Literally nothing. Women, the vibes, just everything.
Everything you know and love. If you look around the entire infrastructure of our nation, our economy, every building you walk into, the way that you are portraying your ideas and opinions is through technology and infrastructure and an economy and a nation that was not only built, but is still maintained to this day by men.
Did men allow you to have that haircut?
You taking personal attacks makes me seem like the more intelligent.
Okay, I understand.
Validate your point, not some personal attack because you're losing the argument. Feminism stops whenever it's inconvenient for y'all. By definition, you are delusional if you cannot defend your ideas.
You should go.
I actually don't go to
My point is if she makes the decision to leave, she should pay for it. If you want to leave, that's totally fine, but you should pay to raise your kid.
Is it not his child as well?
And he should pay for the time. That's why I said 50-50 custody off the bat, no child support, no alimony.
So she gets to take on all of the child care responsibilities, but he doesn't have to pay anything. He doesn't have to have any buy-in.
I didn't say all, I said 50-50 custody. He should have the kid half the time.
But doesn't have to pay any money towards it.
No, he should pay for the kid when the kid's at his house.
Okay, and so the majority of the time when the kid is at the mother's house, he doesn't have to be involved in any way financially?
No, she should pay for it. She has a job. Why should he have to pay for a kid?
He should support it.
If she chose to have the kid and she chooses divorce, why should she not have to pay for her own decision? And that's the thing. See, there it is. You want all the freedom to do whatever you want, but you don't want to have to pay for it.
Run fast. A little more excitement. A lot more excitement. Some tears. Yeah. She cheating on a Friday. Okay, I'm sorry. I was looking. You saying the same thing. What's your thoughts? Cause I'm gonna sip this tea. I'm gonna clock this. He better get his ass out of there. She don't want him.
Lakeshore dream, moonlit gleam, convertible drop, engine sing supreme. City lights bounce off the chrome. Downtown legend, Chi-Town, stone. Young blood, you the fire in my chest.
If I hear one more person say that I need to learn how to love myself or learn how to love being single when I say that I'm tired of being alone, I'm going to snap. I have been alone for years. I have I went without even kissing or hugging another man for 3 years after my last relationship because it ended in a restraining order. It was a very ugly breakup. But the point is that I didn't date. I did the work. I stayed alone. I did my time. And even before that relationship, I had spent tons of time alone. I've traveled alone. I've gone out to eat alone, movies, concerts, anything that you can think of doing alone. I've done it, and I've done it comfortably. I've been alone more than most people have, and I have accomplished more alone than most people can. I live alone currently right now. I spend a ton of time alone. And if anyone else can relate to this, they know it gets lonely still. I can love myself as much as I want and do all the work and the healing. And there's still going to be a piece of me that wishes I had somebody here and had somebody with me. And it's okay for me to feel that way. But I'm so tired of every time I bring up that I wish I had a companion or someone to spend my life with, that it's just like, oh, you don't love yourself enough. Oh, you need to learn to love being single. Like, no, I don't. I want a person. I want my person.
This just in, having a boyfriend is Republican. And I've been saying that for so long. And I do have a boyfriend, and he's been around for a while, and he lives here. We live together, and I see him every day, and I think he's awesome. I do recognize that having a boyfriend is kind of a Republican thing to do. I'm not Republican, but I recognize that it is. I've been saying this for years. I've been saying that having a boyfriend is uncool. And being a girl with a boyfriend, fine. Being a girlfriend girl, that's uncool. That's very uncool. And the reason it is Republican is I can break this down for you. It's this sense of having a boyfriend is nothing to be proud of because it's not an accomplishment. It's a personal life choice. It's not an accomplishment. So therefore, posting that religiously and putting that on some kind of pedestal, like, look what I have. A man committing to you is not an accomplishment. It's just a matter of time, babe. And I know that, and it's just kind of giving this like lack of autonomy, not very interesting. This is the most interesting thing I can do. This is the most accomplished task I can complete in my life. It's like the people that get married and then the only thing they talk about and post about for the rest of their lives is their wedding. Is that the most exciting thing that you have going on? You know what I mean? And it's just like, what's up? It's lackluster. It's not chic. It's not cool. It's not interesting. I don't think that me having a boyfriend is interesting. I don't think that's an interesting thing about me. I think I love him. And it's awesome. It's not anyone else's problem. No one's following me. No one's looking at my page for that. No one cares. Nobody cares. It has been one of my life missions since I've been in a long-term adult relationship to not get less cool. That's like, it's been the forefront of my mind is I can't be some beige watered down version of myself because I have this security of a relationship. I need to be really fucking cool and also really hot. I can't fall off. I can't stop posting. I can't stop being funny. I need to be cool. And just because there's a man that sleeps in the same bed as me every night, that can't change, babe. And that's been a lifelong commitment that I'm making. And I will never not be cool. So you guys never have to be disappointed. You never have to be scared. If I get married, I will be uncool. I'm just probably going to combine those assets of our finances and use that to become more cool. It's going to compound. So I know that I'm a part of the boyfriend community. Well, no, I'm not. Don't call me that.
So I think this has to be satire. The point of having a relationship and the point of people posting about their relationship and being happy that they're in a relationship, it's an accomplishment to find a companion. That's why they're happy about that. I know for some modern women, in their brains, they don't think on a bigger scale, on a more grander scale. But that's why people would be ecstatic. That's why they would be happy about it, is because I've spent a long time looking for somebody that actually gets me on the level that I feel like nobody else sees me. So yes, I'm kind of proud of that.
Where's all the grown men at? Where y'all at? I'm not talking about the ones that want to waste our time, okay? I'm talking about the ones that are like desperate to have a family. Like, I'm talking like the ones that like really love having a family unit. Where are those ones at? Cause myself and a few other girlies, we've been keeping our eyes wide. Okay. But the niggas is just not out here like that, you know? I'm talking like the ones that are okay with me having a little tinge of attitude once a month. Being a little extra tired once a month. Because they know they got a good thing. You know? Willing to put up with that. Where are those ones? The ones that are willing to take the trash out, bring it back in, line the trash with a fresh bag. Where's those ones? Huh? Where's the ones that like to help cook? You know, come hang out. Want to hang out on a Friday night at home. Drink some wine, watch a movie. Order in. Get up in the morning, go get coffee, go walk the beach. Where are those men at? Because the rest of them want to be outside so bad. Okay? The rest of them want to be pursued so badly. I'm not chasing you. That's not... Men are biologically stronger and faster, okay? I am not chasing you. You're gonna outrun me. And now look at me out of breath looking stupid. Where are the real ones at?
Day 3 of paying for Hinge, I'm already lowering my standards. I cannot find anybody that I want to date. A few parameters that I have set that I was not willing to change, but I decided just to see what would happen if I changed the parameters. And I did get a few more people because I actually ran out of people on day 1 and then again on day 2, which makes no sense because how are more people showing up if I ran out of people? My age range was 29 to 35 because I don't want to date someone younger than me. I'm 28, but I changed it to 28. I got about 50 more people to swipe through. Did send a few likes, even though I don't want to date someone younger than me. I think the biggest issue I'm facing with my standards is the height. Really only want to date someone that's 6'2" and above, and it's not about looks. I'm more attracted to taller people, but really it's about the fact that every time I've dated someone shorter than that, they have a problem with me wearing heels, and I just won't deal with that. I'm 5'7", and when I wear heels, I'm maybe 5'10", and a lot of guys have issues with that, and so I'd rather just not even deal with that and just look for people that will be taller than me in heels. Plus, I'm more attracted to tall people anyway. I did send 8 likes and I did get 1 match. He's not 100% my type, but we'll see if anything comes from it. It's just, I know what I want and I don't want to settle for less than what I want. I'm not just dating casually. I really want someone that I like and could potentially love.
Any takers on a bet? I don't have $1 million. But I'm willing to bet you $1 million. I'll bet you $5 million that this ain't gonna work out. I'm 100% sure it's not gonna work out. Is anybody willing to take that bet?
Why do people get on here and act like men and women sleeping together is like a one-person thing? Like it only pleases the man. Like the woman... Who wants to sleep with men? Most of the time, when a man and a woman is sleeping together, it's because they both consensually want to get pleasure. Most of the time, unless it's some crazy situation. And you guys acting like it's only favoring the man is low-key misogynistic.
I totally understand why men wanted their wives to stay home and do the cooking and the cleaning while they worked. There was a point in time where my boyfriend stayed home because he had a work-from-home job and I was working full-time, going to work and from work. And he did everything. He did the cooking, he did the cleaning, he did the shop, like all of that. I would go to work, I would come home, dinner, ready, laundry, done, floors, vacuumed, okay? All of it, right? I was like, this is what it feels like to have a stay-at-home wife. It was bliss.
And it's funny that, once again, modern women are on here talking. They're talking, but they don't realize what they're saying. Bro was working and doing all of the housework and doing all of the cooking and cleaning. What's your excuse?
So do you think the majority of women are unrealistic? Nowadays we talking out here
Yes.
with what you see. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Unrealistic. So this is what we talking about. We talking about the majority of women that are out here that are unrealistic with what they are asking for, what they are looking for from a man. So
Mhm.
that's what we going into. Because the women that are more realistic to, who they are, those are few far in between. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just like the types of guys that a lot of the unrealistic women describe that they want. Those guys are here and there, here and there, here and there, and they be lucky to find one. So that's why men would be lucky also to find a woman that's not superficial, that's not money hungry,
Yeah.
that's not just looking to get the title of a wife without actually wanting to do the work of being
Yeah.
a wife. Like a dude would be lucky to get with a chick like that. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays. So
Yeah.
that's what we referring to. We talking
Agreed.
about, yeah,
I
we
agree with
talking
that.
about the majority of women. And so the majority of men cannot get women like that. Even in the stage, because I think you mentioned earlier about this being the most loose or something that women are nowadays or something like that. Did you say that
No,
earlier?
I didn't say loose, but I feel like
I
women
mean,
are. I didn't say loose. I said
Accessible.
they're very accessible, meaning that you can access. Men have access to women just like that. I mean, men
access
have
how?
every meaning. Text her, hey, I'm coming over. Like every guy I know, there was a girl in his phone that he could access if he wanted to. You may not be the girl you want. It may not be the girl you want, but you can get some cool. Like,
But that's not.
Yeah, but that's but you
yeah.
saying
I don't know no guy that can't right now text a girl. I'm not saying the girl. I'm not saying
do you see
There's a lot.
did you
I don't
see the
know. I don't
studies
believe
that
that.
came out
I
that
don't agree with
that
that.
63% of these here men out here are single and sexless?
So are women, single
Oh,
and sexless.
hold on.
But y'all single by choice. We're not talking about by choice. Like men are single and sexless. Like what do they call it? Incel. They're involuntarily
Yes.
celibate. That's
Yes.
what an
Yeah, okay.
incel is. That's how
Yeah,
most
yeah.
men think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a definition for it.
Yeah.
Because and even if you read some of the FBI studies and all that stuff, they say the most dangerous man in the US is a man without a woman. And it's a lot of them, a lot of these young dudes that can't get women, the incels, they're
Oh, okay.
involuntarily celibate, which
Yeah.
means they don't want to be celibate, but
Yeah.
they
Men will keep doing for other people what's appreciated. They need to be appreciated a lot. So much of what stops happening is because we expect them to do it. And so we think they don't deserve appreciation for doing something they just should do. So we don't appreciate them.
Wow. We stop saying thank you.
We stop being thank you. Honey, thank you. Thanks for doing that for me. And this is where we take so many things personally that aren't personal. Like single focus, we take personally, he's ignoring me. No, he's ignoring everything but what he's doing, and he didn't even have to do that. His brain did it for him. But so there's all these things we take personally, and then there's the things we don't take personally. That what they do for us, they do for us. What they do.
Here's something that I don't see anyone talking about, and it's the female loneliness epidemic.
I don't know if anybody can relate to this, but that feeling when you feel like you're alone, and it can't get any lonelier than this, bro.
I'm 26 years old, and I feel lonely a lot.
I feel like I've been chronically lonely since like 2020.
There's just something so fucking lonely about your mid-20s.
But then there are other weekends where the feeling of like loneliness hits even more because I don't have friends.
Society is probably one of the most lonely, most isolating things.
I'm in this really weird state where I feel super lonely.
I'm 38 years old. I've never been married. I've never had children. I have 3 cats in my house. Only 2 of them are mine. But it's another Christmas that is about to come and go where my relationship status is the same. And it's crazy because if you had asked me 10 years ago if I would be single at 38, I would have been like, absolutely not.
I've been single my entire life. I'm going to be turning 42 in August, and I've never had anybody love me or desire me or want to be with me.
No one prepares you for the loneliness that you feel in your 20s.
Gonna be completely honest, I am feeling a little lonely.
I have no friends.
I am 23 years old, almost 24 in 7 days, and I don't have any friends I can feel like, oh, that is like my absolute...
Nobody likes me and wants to be my friend. You know, like whenever you're just like such an unlikable person, you just don't have any friends.
Because I haven't had friends for as long as I have not had friends, I've just become normalized to what life without friends looks like, you know? And I'm not constantly repeating in my head, you don't have friends, thus this is happening. It just happens because I don't have friends.
So when I see this movement of women wanting to be men and aspiring to be men and wanting to lead households and tell men what to do and try to control the relationship, just this narrative that we see with modern women, I blame it on modern day feminism. Seriously, because feminism was a movement that originally had started because women were tired of being beaten on by men. I mean, if you really think about it, the original form of feminism was actually just for women to be treated like human beings. So I can understand that. But what modern women have done is that they have twisted it for it to become something that is not supposed to be. So now it's like, oh, I'm a man's equal. But when it comes to a relationship, nothing is equal about you and a man, because most women, or the majority of women, especially modern women, are going to want the man to take on most of the financial responsibilities. Any issue or problem that arises, they want them to take care of. They very much wants the man to fix the problems. Not to mention that women can try to argue this whole women's power, but we still live in a patriarchal society, and it's just not changing. It's the standard, and it is what it is. So what has ruined women? Modern day feminism, for sure. It's sad.
Vogue just posted an article saying having a boyfriend is embarrassing. I think for men, this is a wake-up call. To the smart, independent woman, good salary, nice place, we provide no benefit. We are no longer the priority.
Wake-up call? The only wake-up call is that you're finished. Because I've been sent on behalf of the male delegation to let you know you've been cut from the team. That's right. So go ahead and hit the locker room. Hang your jersey up. Put your cleats away, because you're done. I don't know why you thought talking like this was the move, because it's definitely not going to get you more box. All right? The one thing it got you is kicked out forever. All right? So go ahead and pack it up and hit the bricks, Brody.
Women are nice to you until you're a threat, because I've seen them display the most buffoonish peacocking in front of me. And honestly, that's how I learned out that I was attractive.
Speaking of insecurities, I used to work at this restaurant that taught me when a woman is with a man, you actually have to center her because a man is around. I still use that to this day, but I'm gonna get into it. I used to work for this chain restaurant. I ain't gonna say their name. I don't know if they still do it. They might get sued out. I was a waitress, and you know how when you first become a waitress, before you even get on the floor, you gotta watch videos, OSHA. We used to watch videos in training, and one specific population that they taught us about was couples. They ain't talk about disabled people, children, people with families, because how you interact with the woman possibly could drive your tit. Even with all the other areas, they did this as well. They had little actors acting out things, even little pictorials to teach us how to stand. Instance, when you go to a table, you don't stand right here. You don't stand towards the man, because a lot of times our first inclination is the man is going to pay. So let me get a man, not too much on that man. You don't want to stand all the way directly towards the woman, because again, he might be the one paying. Kind of want to stand catty corner. You know what I'm trying to say, towards the woman. Now, when you go over to the table, you have to start with her first. Every time you go back to that table, when you checking the food, you start with her. Is everything going okay? Does everything taste okay? Can I get you guys anything? I was about 28 years old. No. I was in my early 30s when I learned this actually liberated me. And I noticed, like, for a long time, I used to, still do. I was just telling my homeboy about this. Whenever I'm with him, it's the worst. I would take in things and I would say, maybe I was looking funny. Maybe I was acting funny. Maybe I had my nose up. Maybe I had a resting bitch face. Maybe I even said something wrong. Maybe I accidentally bumped him for real, because it happens a lot when you would think, okay, she this old and she's, yes, it still be happening. And as a matter of fact, it be happening with younger women. And I'm like, what you worried about me for, girl? You can eat pizza and lay right down. I gotta sit up for a couple. We're not the same. Like, I don't want your population. And when they told us that, I was like, oh, I put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, this actually liberated me. To this day, I actually use that. Whenever I see a couple, I know the man and I don't even know the woman. Some people say, oh, it's a respect thing. Is it? That ain't my argument. I see a man and I know the man, I'll start with her first. Hi, how you doing? I actually know Jeff. We went to school together. Hi, Jeff. Because if you don't, bitch, if I'm in the club and I got my titties popped up, a bodycon dress, legs glisten, I'm going straight to somebody's man, automatic. Because I felt it too before. Think about that a lot. Yeah, it's you because you pretty, but it ain't just you. Does that make sense? Okay.
And now you're kind of running across and running into what men have to go through on a daily basis, really on a life basis, right? I have to center the woman. You know, and some of these women are saying this outright. Relationships long-term are not going to work unless the man likes the woman just a little bit more. Just some of them say just outright, you got to like the woman a lot more. But you're right. It's all about the woman. Everything needs to be focused on the woman.
No offense, but why do you guys even operate under the assumption that a rich man would want you? Don't get me wrong, I think women are beautiful and talented and incredible, but if you have no aspirations for your life aside from marrying a rich man, then your chances are not looking too great. Because most successful men, I would argue, would want a woman who actually understands what's going on. And second of all, if a man marries you knowing that you don't have any aspirations in your life and you don't have any education, then chances are it's because he sees someone that he can buy. And chances are he doesn't see you as a partner, he sees you as an asset. Also, a lot of people marry into the same class that they are, so if you're not already existing in a extremely wealthy family, you're probably not going to marry a super rich guy. But if you're not educated, chances are you're not going to end up with someone who's super educated. At the end of the day, a man is still a human being. He can die, he can be afflicted with illness, could be abusive. So if you go into that with no backup plan, and a man is your entire source of stability, kind of cooked if something happens to him, or worse, if he does something to you. Women have fought for years to be recognized for their capabilities and for the ability to study and to have a foundation for themselves. And the people who've always benefited the most from women not having that education and that foundation are men, because a woman with an education can walk away from situations that don't serve her. Men have to step up and show up in more ways than just their wealth to impress a woman.
I just got dinner with one of my good guy friends, and he's on the apps, and he was asking me for advice on his page, and I did a few like rearrangements and just stuff from the female gaze to fix it up and help him respond to stuff. But the amount of beautiful women that are on there that are messaging him, he's a handsome guy too, is just astronomical. Versus if you're someone who likes men, it's just not the same. It's just, it can't compare. There's just so many baddies to like. It's not the same for people who like men.
You're not a victim, dude. You're not. Dry it up. Go get something to eat and go to bed. You're not a victim. Those women that you're talking about are beautiful are probably not that good looking. Well, they're beautiful inside. To you. You're not the one picking. They're probably beautiful to you.
This young lady is going through it. Y'all check this out.
I never thought that I would be 43 and never been married, not engaged, not a prospect, not nothing. And I now understand those church women. Now that my daughter's in college, my son lives with his dad, I'm the only one here. And I work all day and I come home to a peaceful house. You see people's marriages, and I'm an Uber driver. I'm taking couples on dates and all of that good stuff. I had a guy in my car today that was surprising his wife and taking her to Italy and Paris. And I was just like, like, it's not about the things that he said. It's about the fact that he loves his wife. And I was just like, dang, was I like a terrible person in a former life? Like, was I horrible in my youth? Like, how come I'm not lovable? I've had men tell me that they love me. And I've had guys say they wanted to marry me, all of that good stuff, but I'm still single. And I come home alone. And I understand that I have the Lord. Trust me, I do. But at the same time, that doesn't stop the fact that I understand those church women now. I understand when a fine man walk in, it's every woman for herself. It's not a good feeling to be older and you see people around you celebrating their 10th, 15th, 20th, 30th anniversary, and you're like, yeah, I haven't made it more than 6 months.
I ain't gonna lie, she had me feeling bad for her for the first maybe 30 seconds of the video, but deep down I knew it was coming. I knew the truth was gonna be revealed. See, women, this is why a lot of us men, when we hear you come online crying, talking about there's no good men out there, and it sucks that you're this age and you haven't found anybody, and why doesn't anybody love me, and all this crap. The reason why we don't pay attention to you is because of this right here. And you women are so bad about this, y'all don't even know y'all doing it. She said, why won't anybody love me? And in the next sentence, she said, I've had plenty of men tell me they love me. I've had men proposing to me, wanting to marry me, but I'm still single. All the men are looking around confused, like, what? But she couldn't hear that. And I know a lot of you women out there were so busy being sympathetic to her, y'all didn't hear it either. In most situations, women, and I don't like to jump on y'all back like this, but it's you. You have men who want to be with you. You have men who want to love you. Y'all don't want them. And I don't want to hear that garbage about they're not the right men for you. Most of you women do not know what the right man for you is. This is why you walk around talking like her. You mean to tell me every dude who told this woman they loved her was a crackhead? This is why when y'all come online with this garbage, we don't want to hear it. Because we know the truth. We know a lot of you women, if you're halfway decent looking, you're gonna have some men in your face wanting to be with you, wanting to love you. And this lady is 43. So you're trying to tell me in 25 years, I'm gonna go back to 18 years old, she hasn't met one man in 25 years who was decent enough for her to be with. Yeah, save that for somebody else, because I don't believe that, and none of the other men out here believe it either. And a lot more of you women are gonna be in the same situation that she's in, because y'all don't want to acknowledge that this is what's happening. You guys are trying to wait at the finish line for these great men to show up. You ignored the men you most likely should have paid attention to it because you're too busy worried about the man that doesn't even know you're alive. This happens with a lot of you women. And I already told you, y'all picker is broken. It's just broken. Y'all don't know how to pick anything. So in most situations, that's the issue. So men are not sympathetic to her. They're probably not going to be sympathetic to you, because we know the deal. Now give her about 10 more years. She will be the lady in church waiting for some new church member to show up, and she's going to be in the pool of women fighting over him. I mean, right at the church, they're all going to want to go over and introduce themselves, and it's going to turn into a ludicrous music video.
Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way.
And that's a shame, because her man was probably the guy who approached her in the grocery store last week, but he was 2 inches shorter than what she wanted. But anyway, leave your thoughts in the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.
Keep it moving.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, you gotta be real careful, you know what I mean?
What?
Be real careful, you know what I'm saying? Be real careful.
I don't think the issue is that men are mad that women are raising their standards and that they're too high. I think they're really upset that women have standards at all. Recently, a woman named Mackenzie made a video talking about how she's been asked on walking dates.
This is the 4th time that I've had a guy ask me out on a date to go on a walk. I can't stand when people don't put effort into things.
Of course, the men came with this response.
If I was to put your dream man in front of you and you knew he was your dream man and he said, let's go for a walk, you would put on your cutest workout attire down that road for a walk.
This is what I mean. A man can say, I don't date single mothers. Haven't met the woman. She could be the love of your life. She could be the best fit for you. She could be your soulmate, but you'll never know because you'll never give her a chance just based off of one fact. But if a woman says, you know what, I'm not even going to consider a man who wants to go for a walk on a date, then all of a sudden you're a problem. It's not that your standards are too high, it's that you have standards at all. You want to be the only one saying, I don't date single mothers. I don't date people who've been divorced. I don't date women over 35. I don't date plus size women. I don't date dark skinned women. I don't like, they want to be the only one with all of this whole list about what they don't like, but you better just take whoever wants you. No, if you're not settling for less than you feel you deserve, neither are we. There's some women that's going to find a walking date to be cute and romantic, and there's some women that think it's cheap and low effort. Find you the one who wants what you're offering.
A man will always be willing to hurt your feelings. He will always be willing to choose himself. Every man is going to choose himself. He's going to put himself first. Put yourself first. Men will always choose themselves.
A lot of modern women have become so obnoxious, it's almost like satire. Narcissism is like a badge of honor. The more abrasive, the more selfish, the more hypocritical, the more empowered. She wants you to be tall, rich, jacked, stylish, and smooth. But if you want a woman that's in shape, suddenly you're fat shamed. She says she deserves a traditional man to lead, protect, provide. But if a man says he wants a traditional woman who will cook and clean, he's part of the toxic patriarchy. She wants you to pay for dinner, the wedding, vacation, the house, and basically her entire lifestyle. But when the divorce hits, she wants half of everything. She tells you she's an independent queen. I don't need no man. But the second the Wi-Fi goes out or her tire blows, guess who she's calling? Not her crystals. She wants a man who's ambitious and grinding, and yet he's free 24/7 to cuddle, to listen, to take her on trips. She wants you to treat her like a princess. Bro, the second you put her on a pedestal, don't be surprised when she starts looking down on you from the throne. Here's the truth. Women are allowed and encouraged to have preferences, but men are shamed for having standards. That's the double standard nobody wants to talk about. And fellas, if you're walking around with rose-colored glasses on, you will miss all of the red flags. So brudda, take the glasses off. Any woman flashing these warning signs is not ready for a serious relationship. She's ready to be bred out of the gene pool. Leave her where you found her and let the cats deal with it.
A lot of times these modern women make life impossible and most importantly insufferable for men. And you wonder why men don't want to be involved in modern women and what they have to offer. It's just, well, it's like they say, the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
We need to be publicly humiliating the losers, not ourselves. Women beginning to outperform men in education, in finance, and social network, the list goes on and on and on. Leave the men behind. It is beyond me how women are even desiring the current pool of men that exists. I would understand if our media was displaying some of these really great men. All of our media now is displaying loser behavior because it is a mirror to our reality. There are no good men.
This idea that underlying, like the subtext of everything you just said, is that all men are bad, all men are trash, all men aren't worth it, all men are evil, you have to protect yourself from men, just tells me that you're either damaged by men, maybe you dated a crap guy, now you got this damage, I don't know, maybe you've been around the block too many times and you're feeling, some type of way about it, which is damaging to women. And I'm not saying this is her, I'm saying there are many reasons why women wind up making videos like this.
Unhealed women don't like to be wrong. They just like to look right. You can't correct the unhealed woman. You try to hold her accountable, all of a sudden you hate women. You try to tell her that she moving foul, now you judging her. No, girl, you just hate accountability. Unhealed woman will think that everything is an attack. You try to tell them, hey, that was kind of toxic. And you know what they're saying? They'll be like, see, that's why I don't tell nobody nothing. But the reality is, you just don't like to be told about yourself. A healed woman can say, yeah, you're right, I messed up. An unhealed woman, she gonna twist it, she gonna gaslight. The problem is, too many women think that being healed means that can't nobody check you. When in reality, if you can't take correction, then you're not healed.
All right, how many times have you fallen in love?
I don't even know what that means.
I can see that in your eyes. You truly don't. You gonna be okay?
Being nice to our man literally gets us nowhere. Which is
false. Even small children know this is wrong. Welcome to Relationship Kindergarten. I'm Max Butterfield, Dr. Max Butterfield. I studied this kind of thing for a living. Sick burn. 3 science-backed facts you should know. Number 1, kindness pays. Kindness builds connection in relationships. Do you want a happy and healthy relationship? If so, start by being nice and being kind and go from there. Number 2, being nice and being kind improves mental health, not just for the person you're being nice and kind to, but for yourself. Do you want to feel good? Do you want to have a good life? If so, be nice and be kind. Again, not that complicated. And then finally, number 3, being nice and being kind makes relationships go the distance. It makes them built for the long term because it's a firm foundation of friendship and love and trust and connection. Don't those sound like good things? If you're tired of the noise from the influencers, wondering how we got here as a society, follow me for daily science-backed reels or click on the link in my bio for free guides and more. I'm working on it one day at a time, and you can too. See you there.
No one talks about how stressful it is being with a good man. I walk in the house angry, ready for a fight. He's like, it's fine, babe. It's good. Let's go to dinner. Let me cuddle you a little bit. What is that? What is that? Where am I supposed to put all this angry energy? I had to take up boxing. I don't even like boxing. Why? Why would you do this to me? Why are you so chill? Why are you so calm when I'm trying to make everything go wrong? Why are you so loving? Oh my gosh. Also, he's stable? What do you mean you want to get married and have kids? What is this? Why are you so perfect? Why are you so nice?
Women who treat you poorly are not going to treat you better, even if you try harder.
The education system has failed a great many individuals again. Because believe it or not, there are a great many women as well as men that actually would consider that to be what is known as a gotcha moment. Because they foolishly believe, and very naively, I might add, that the only true danger to women in this world is men. And that that's the only thing that women ultimately need protection from. Because men are the most dangerous thing in this world. It's really unfortunate that a great many more people aren't more educated on reality, or else they would actually know that there are a great many truly diabolical women in this world. But then again, I can see why they wouldn't want to bring up that subject, because after all, without men around, women would be perfectly fine taking care of themselves, because nothing would ever bother them again. How nice it must be to be so deluded.